All right, we're gonna start in a supported easy seat. So I'm actually gonna hop back onto my mat. And I'm gonna use my bolster in front of me. I'm gonna start with my right ankle crossed in front of the left, but we're gonna do both sides. So if you'd rather start on your left, that's fine. And it's just gonna be a really simple forward fold. Okay, so you can decide how much support you wanna give yourself here. I'm gonna use some blocks under my bolster. And then I'm also gonna use my arms to kind of make myself a little pillow. And then I'm just gonna settle in. Okay, so just an easy cross-legged seat, folding your upper body forward. And we're gonna just land here for a few minutes. Okay, just a gentle hip stretch to begin our practice of turning inward, coming into stillness, and finding some really nice back body opening this morning. So take a moment as you settle in here to feel the parts of your body that connect to the ground. And feel where those parts of your body connect. So the sides of the feet, perhaps, or the ankles, the outside of the legs, your seat. And then just follow the back body from the ground up across your seat, your hips, your back, all the way up through the neck. And just feeling the back body start to relax into the stretch. Really allow your head to be heavy and supported. Softening into this posture for just about 10 more breaths. About 5 more breaths here. Really tuning in with a feeling of letting go and softening with each exhale. Really slowly, really mindfully. Take your time as you start to lift your upper body back up. Just gently leaning back. And just taking a moment to come out of the posture. And when you're ready, we'll just simply switch sides. So this time, my left ankle is going to go in front of my right. And I'll set myself up and fold forward on the other side. So just a simple, easy seat with the other ankle in front, folding the upper body. Yeah, take your time easing into this posture. Yeah, and really allow the posture to unfold as you give it time. So it's quite possible that the posture you begin with is not or doesn't look the same way as the posture you finish with. Okay, you might release a little bit more. You might need to ease out a little bit more. Give yourself permission to let it evolve. Give yourself permission to experience and acknowledge the sensation that arises. So our practice is about getting quiet and listening. So listen to your body. Listen to what it's telling you that it needs and honor that. Let's take about 10 more breaths on this side. About 5 more breaths here. One more breath in. One more breath out. Slowly rise back up with your upper body. Lean back onto your hands and untangle the legs, just extending them out forward. Maybe giving them a little shake. And we have one more seated forward fold, and then we'll release that part. And so this one is just going to be legs extended. So you can draw them closer together or you can keep them apart. It's totally up to you. I'm going to keep my props here, and I'm just going to let my feet be a little bit wider than my bolster. Okay, and then I'm just going to fold forward again, just kind of making that pillow with my arms on my bolster. And a nice thing to do here is to keep a little bend in the knees. Okay, so if you have extra blocks or extra padding handy that you can support your knees with, you can do that, or you can just soften your knees. Okay. So just allowing the back body to stretch in a supported way, in a gentle way. Your eyes have not closed. Consider closing your eyes so that you can really shut out any extra stimulation that takes you away from your practice. So it might be interesting to observe the whole back of the body here. So maybe really bring your attention to your heels, the back of your heels, and just take kind of a lazy scan of the back of your body, working your way upwards. And just notice the seams of the back of the body are releasing, are stretching, are letting go. You're allowing gravity to assist the weight of your upper body as it folds forward. About 7 more breaths here. Slowly begin to lift your upper body. Move moving really slowly. We're just gonna shift our upper body. So I'm gonna shift my upper body. My bolster is gonna come onto the left side. I'm gonna make sure my strap is within reach and a block. And from here, I'm just gonna gently ease onto my back and just find a little bit of constructive rest here after stretching the whole back body. My knees are bent. My knees are falling toward one another. My feet are a little bit wider. And just take a moment to settle. Feel that the head is resting on the ground. The shoulders are resting on the ground. The back body is resting on the ground. Start to stretch your arms up over your head. Stretch your feet away from your hands and just take a big, long stretch from your toes to your fingertips. So we're gonna head into a side body stretch coming into banana, but we're not gonna make it a super deep side bend. We wanna keep it kind of gentle, kind of mild. So from here, go ahead and either grab opposite elbows or interlace your hands above your head and just shift your upper body just a little bit to the right. So it's just a gentle side body opening. And then if you want to walk your feet over to the right, you can do that also. Maybe cross your right ankle on top of your left. But just to know that this can be really mild. And the sensation can be really mild. It doesn't mean that it's not a working posture. It just means that we're going to notice kind of quiet sensation. And we're going to allow that to work for us here. So just because sensations aren't really prominent or really loud, they still matter. So allowing this to be just a gentle opening. And you might notice as we stay here for a little while that the sensation changes over time. So giving it your full attention. Side body release. Starting at the left elbow. Moving across the left tricep. Along the left armpit. The left side, the left outer side of your ribs. Your side body, left outer hip, left outer thigh, all the way down to the knee. About 5 more breaths here. Notice if the sensation has changed. You kind of settled into that gentle opening. And then go ahead and shift your upper body back through center. Uncross the legs, shift them back through center. And then if your arms are crossed above your head, maybe consider switching them. And if you feel like you need to do something in between sides, feel free to do that now to kind of bring yourself back to neutral. And then when you're ready, we'll find that same stretch on the other side. So upper body shifts up and over to the left. And then you'll add the feet to the left, maybe adding a cross of the left ankle on top of the right. Again, knowing that it doesn't have to be the deepest side bend ever to be powerful. The power lies in your awareness. So rather than zoning out, see if you can really tune in to sensation and release along the right side of the body, even if it's mild. Let that count. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Let's take about 5 more breaths here. Again, as we come to the end of this hold, noticing if your awareness of sensation has changed. One more breath in. One more breath out. Shift your upper body back to center. Adding the legs when you're ready. And then taking a couple of moments to just be intuitive and move in a way that feels good. That feels like bringing yourself back to center. So our next posture will be a supported bridge. I'm going to use my block. under the lowest part, the base of my spine. Okay, so setting up so that the block supports the weight of the pelvis. Head is heavy. Upper back is resting on the ground. Feet on the ground. Knees bent. And again, with the hips on the lowest level, this is usually not a huge sensation, but this is a really powerful posture. It's a gentle inversion. There's opening happening in the front of the hips. You are welcome to stay right here. If you'd like to feel a little more sensation in the front of the hips, you could extend one leg. And just notice, so I extended my right leg, so the front of my right hip is getting a little more release here. You can keep your left foot on the ground, or you could draw the left knee in toward your chest. That's going to require a little bit more effort. You can decide what feels good in your body. So be honest with yourself and allow yourself to make the choice that best fits your practice today. If your leg is extended, take just a few more breaths. And then we'll switch sides. If both knees are still bent, just continue to enjoy your supported bridge. So if one leg is extended, go ahead and make that switch. Take your time and move in a way that feels safe. And then settle in on the other side. Notice if your mind has wandered off. And see if you could bring yourself back to just allowing yourself to experience the posture. The sensations, the release. Find patience with the process. And stay with it even if it's not super exciting. It's still worth it. A few more breaths here. If your legs extended, start to bring both legs to a bend, feet on the ground. And then wherever you're at, push your feet into the ground, lift your hips, remove your block. And allow your lower back to reconnect with the ground. So it might feel good to bring the knees in and maybe find a little bit of circling, some massaging. We got one more series on our back here. And we're going to use our strap for that. So go ahead and draw your right knee in toward your chest, or maybe even toward your armpit a little bit. And you can let your left leg straighten on the mat. Grab your strap, loop it around the ball or the arch of your right foot, and find a leg extension. Okay, so I'm going to take, I'm going to use each hand here, one on either side of the strap, so that I can be balanced here. Both of my shoulders are resting on the mat. Back of the body is resting on the mat. So really connect to that feeling of being grounded in the upper body. And then feel the strap press into the ball of the foot. And feel that sensation just light up along the back side of the right leg. So we're going to move into a couple of variations. So just about 5 breaths here. And now bring both straps together. Reach up and grab both sides of the strap with your right hand. Bend your left leg. And then as you open your right leg out to the right, let your left knee open up to the left. We're not going to be here too long, but we're just going to find a little bit of balance with the left knee as kind of like your anchor here. Okay, just a couple of breaths, finding that connection to the inseam of the body, the inner thighs. Pushing the foot into the strap. Seeing if you can find balance between the left leg and the right leg. Just one more breath here. Good. Now fire up the inseam of the right leg. Bring it back through center. Keep that left leg bent. And crisscross your legs at the inner thighs. So you can switch the straps to the left hand. So you'll notice that your right leg is blocked by going too far by the left leg. Okay, and that's purposeful. So we're getting into the outer hip. So your right leg is just crossing on top of the left. The inner thighs will stop your right leg from going too far. Now just sit with this sensation. Okay, this one can be really intense. This one can be really loud. So just listen, stay, and breathe. Can you use your breath here to breathe into the discomfort of where you feel this? Okay. Does it change the sensation if you add a little bend to your right leg? Does it change the sensation if you breathe deeper? If you unclench your jaw? Give yourself 3 more breaths here. Bring the right leg back through center. Release the strap. Extend the left leg, hug the right knee in, and then take the right knee over to the left. So you hopefully have your bolster here, and your right knee is just going to rest on the bolster for a supported spinal twist. This should feel really nice, hopefully. Right leg can extend out, or I'm sorry, right arm extends out to the side. Right knee rests on your bolster for a really nice spinal twist. Okay, just 2 more breaths here in your spinal twist. Bring yourself back through center. Bend both knees, reach over, grab your strap. Loop the strap around the ball or the arch of your left foot and extend your right leg out. So we're just moving into that series on the other side. So taking a side of the strap, one in each hand, and just finding that leg extension to start. See if you can soften the neck and the shoulders. From here, bend your right leg, sole of the right foot to the ground. Take both straps into the left hand, reaching up nice and high. And then as you start to open your left foot to the left side of the room, let your right knee open to the right side of the room. So again, you're looking to kind of balance the sides of your bottom here. So the right knee is like an anchor, opening to the right. Your left leg opens to the left. Really nice inner thigh release here, but also it has to remain pretty active. Okay, so this is one of those postures that does both. Just one more breath here. And just for a moment here, fire up the left inner thigh so you can bring it back through center. Bring the right knee back through center and crisscross the inner thighs like you're making an X. You can take the strap into the right hand now. And then just stay here, getting into the outer hip. So the outside of the left hip, the outer left leg, the IT band. You probably still feel it in the hamstring as well. Okay, this is pretty powerful. It's pretty intense. Stay with it, use your breath. And observe what you can do to make this tolerable. Okay, so again, is it a micro bend of the left leg? Does that help? Maybe it's just deepening the breath. Maybe it's adding a little tactile with your hand. Okay, so sometimes just bringing my hand to the side of my leg, giving like a little bit of self-massage, a little assist. What can you do here to stay with the posture? 2 more breaths, that's it. And bring the left leg back through center. Hug the left knee in, release your strap. If your bolster is on your left side, consider moving it to the right. And then stretch the right leg long and find your supported spinal twist. So the left leg is going to rest on the bolster on the right side of the body. My left arm is extending out. So really nice spinal twist here, but also a really nice opening for the left shoulder. Take just a few more breaths here. And then as easily as you can, curl up onto your right side. So coming all the way over onto your right. And resting. And when you feel ready, we're going to make our way to child's pose or like a seed pose. So there's a couple options. You can take child's pose supported with something under your belly, or a seed pose, the inner thighs are together so that the thighs support your belly. So you're just kind of folding yourself in, you're tucking yourself in here, like a little seed. Make sure your forehead is connecting to the ground, or you can place a block under it or your fists. And just feel gravity connecting you to the ground here, folding you in. Supporting your body. Stretch your arms forward. And just begin to shift your way to hands and knees. And stretch back into a downward facing dog, just briefly. Downward facing dog, I want you to slide your right knee between your hands and set up for a half pigeon. Now, if you would like to use props for half pigeon, I think that would be really nice. So maybe a rolled blanket or a bolster or a block under your right hip. Or maybe a bolster under your upper body. Okay, you decide what feels best here. Okay, lots of support. This is like our final big back body stretch here. Getting into the outside of the right hip, but also it's really the whole spine releasing here. Okay, so set yourself up with as much support as you need so that you can comfortably release here. Notice your breath. Notice the weight of your body being pulled toward the ground. Feel that the ground is holding the weight of your body. We'll take just about 5 more breaths on this side. Take your time. So you gently ease out of your posture on this side. You can come through hands and knees. You can go back to downward facing dog. Whatever it is you need to do in between sides, just do that. And then set yourself up for half pigeon on the other side. You know what to do. Rearrange your props. And then settle in for half pigeon. Left leg should be forward. And then again, really take your time and know that this posture can evolve. Okay, the final version of your posture doesn't have to happen on the first breath or even the fifth breath. It can take time. Take time to scan your whole back body. Loosen the knit of your back body. Allow the ground, allow the earth to hold you for these last breaths. A few more breaths here. Take your time as you ease yourself out of this posture. We are heading into our final posture from here. So you can decide, do you want to come into traditional corpse pose? Do you want to set up for a restorative posture? You are always welcome to move to a wall, legs up the wall. And as always, seated meditation is always welcome. Take your time to set yourself up. We'll take about 3 minutes. Three minutes in stillness and in silence. Begin to deepen your breath. Begin to invite just a little bit of movement back into your body. If you're lying down, think about starting to make the transition back to seated. We'll finish our class together, bringing our hands together at our heart. Together we fold forward, sealing in your yoga practice. Namaste. Have a great day, everyone. See you next time.
Thank you. Great class.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
Good. Awesome.
Ceiling.
Bye.